Charities in the south are lobbying the government to be exempt from national insurance changes announced in the budget, in the same way the NHS is. Oakhaven Hospice at Lymington is amongst those saying it will struggle. If it has to pay extra for its 200 staff, it may have to limit the number of patients it cares for. Chancellor has more details.
My name is Jill, I'm one of the community nurses. How can I help?
Oakhaven Hospice cares for around 360 patients at any one time, with around 200 staff. Some, such as community nurses, running the 24-hour-a-day patient support line and going out to areas around the New Forest to help patients being cared for in their own home. Others support patients who are here at the hospice in Lymington. The national insurance changes in the budget will raise its costs by £210,000 a year.
That's the cost of 4 or 5 senior nurses who go out into the community and look after patients. And what concerns me is that this is of no benefit to the patients, of no benefit to the staff, of no benefit to the community. And of course, all our work is with NHS patients, and we are intertwined with the NHS. So the more we are hindered, the more it places stress on the NHS itself.
Last year, the hospice's costs totalled £8 million. 11% was covered by the government. It says that making up any extra national insurance cost will add pressure on fundraising.
There's only so much you can ask of the community. They've been very generous in the past. Our staff will overcome most hurdles. The hospice will continue, but we've got an ever-expanding patient base, and we may have to limit the amount of people that we can take.
Meanwhile, Hampshire-based charity Step by Step, which works to prevent youth homelessness across the south, is calling for all charities delivering statutory services to be exempted from the national insurance changes. 22-year-old Stevie was vulnerable and homeless when Step by Step began helping her with a supported lodging home 3 years ago, and now she's beginning a creative writing degree at the University of Winchester.
It has massively made a transformation. I'd never thought I'd come to university, so for me it's one of the biggest achievements of my life so far.
The charity says jobs will go and services be reduced.
It will impact the frontline services, that young people really do need. They desperately need those support workers. Services will close.
In response, an HM Treasury spokesperson said, "Our tax regime for charities, including exemption from paying business rates, is among the most generous of anywhere in the world, with tax reliefs for charities and their donors worth just over £6 billion. The government will protect the smallest businesses by increasing the employment allowance to £10,500, which means that next year 865,000 employers will pay no NICs at all." But the charity and voluntary sector estimates that nationwide, overall, its increased cost of employer national insurance contributions will be £1.4 billion a year. Sean Killick, BBC South Today, Winchester.